It was a tense situation yesterday afternoon in Scottsbluff as a power pole ignited in flames on the east side of town. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Scottsbluff first responders were dispatched to a unique call Tuesday around 2 p.m. as a power pole had caught on fire. Scottsbluff Fire Department's Anthony Murphy explains how it all began.
So what it looked like is a loose electrical connection up there. It just between the breeze and the heat and everything else finally ignited the pole. So
he says it also caused a grass fire right beneath the pole.
Yep, right below the pole essentially. Thankfully right now it's still green enough. It didn't travel very far, but in the heat we're definitely prepared for more.
He says it's very rare to see something like this.
We have had calls similar to this in the past, but this is definitely one of the more rare cases that I've seen. I've never seen it go quite through the pole like that.
Murphy says the flames nearly burned through the entire section below the utilities, which could have caused it to collapse downward.
Yeah, it absolutely could happen. If you notice, once we realized it was more than a grass fire, we relocated all of our units to a safe distance away just in case it did snap. So yeah, now NPPD's here.
Nebraska Public Power District responded to the scene as well and replaced the damaged pole with a new power pole. Well, on Monday, the Nebraska Panhandle Blocks organization presented 16 veterans with Quilts of Valor with a ceremony at the residency. Leader Kathy Dye explained why an event like this is such an honorable moment.
These heroes who have stood and defended that red, white, and blue. We can think about their hardiness, their valor, their purity and innocence, their vigilance, their perseverance, and the justice that they have defended. Let's think about those words as we honor these 16 men today who served and protect and defended the red, white, and blue.
Dye then gave some history behind the program of Quilts of Valor and all the organizations that are involved with it.
They were originally awarded to those who had been involved in the global war on terror. But as the Quilts of Valor project took off, they were able to expand. First, they expanded to include all of those who had been involved in combat, and then again to expand those who also served in times of peace. They've been awarded to all 5 branches. And if I was at a kids group, I make them name the 5 branches, but I won't put any quizzes out for you today. In all 50 states, as well as we have chapters in Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and new chapters have begun in South Korea.
Panhandle Blocks later presented the quilts with the mission to cover service members and veterans touched by war with comfort and healing. These quilts were presented to locals here in the rural area as well. Well, coming up to the break, a record-setting high temperature in Scottsbluff yesterday. Bill Boyer says when things will cool off a little. Right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
Well, we've still got another hot one coming here tomorrow, and then maybe some relief on the way as we get later on into the weekend. Still 90 by 7 o'clock tonight as we had record high temps across the area again today. Temps only bottoming off into the 60s overnight. The heat wave slowly breaks down. Now, it's still going to be pretty hot through Saturday, but then Father's Day and Monday we look cooler, and we could see a few showers out there as well late this weekend. Yesterday, that is a record high at 105 degrees. It was a scorcher yesterday, and we only got down to 70. So certainly a super hot day yesterday, and another toasty one again today, and very dry out there in the rain gauge. In fact, very dry all across the area, to be honest with you. As you can see here on our drought monitor, we still dry conditions here for portions of the area. Don't be surprised, though, to see this moderate drought start to creep back in here as we've had very little rain. And if that continues, we're going to see these drought conditions worsen. And, of course, it has been hot. 21 degrees above normal yesterday. 2 days in a row, we eclipsed 100. And we go back even further than this. But most of the last, since the 1st of June, really, we've been above normal. It has been a very warm June so far. And it is scorching hot in the eastern portions of the state. They've got the humidity there as well as heat advisories and heat warnings even out for portions of eastern areas. It is very hot there, very hot here as well. Temps still in the 90s and near 100 degrees, even here as we get to the supper time hour. 88, though, in Gordon, 83 in Cheyenne. Winds occasionally a little gusty out, a couple of gusty storms around as well. Nothing severe expected tonight here in the area as we have quiet conditions. That severe weather threat moves even further away tomorrow, and Saturday or Friday as well. We're going to stay dry here across the area. Again, just an isolated thunderstorm moving through the area this evening. That's about it. They'll die off with the loss of daytime heating, and there's certainly plenty of daytime heating out there today. And there'll be plenty of warm temps tonight as well as we fall down only into a couple of areas in the upper 50s, most of us in the low 60s. Back to tomorrow now. We pick up our futurecast in the morning with a couple of clouds. We'll have some breaks in the clouds. It'll be sunny for a good portion of the day. We'll average it all out. It'll be partly cloudy, and even lesser coverage of showers tomorrow here across the area, maybe 10% at best, or even lower. Can't rule out a storm just because it's getting so hot. It can brew up storms pretty easy. But notice we kept the triple digits off the map tomorrow, but knocking on the door of it anyway at 99 in Scottsbluff, Ogallala, Oshkosh at 98 for tomorrow as well. And if we get any precip, it is going to be very light and very spotty at best. Partly cloudy overnight, 62 for a low. For tomorrow, we're going to call it, well, another hot one. And here's highs near 99. That heat wave continues for, another couple of days. Tomorrow for sure. I think we'll dial back a little bit on Friday, be in the low 90s. Back in the upper 90s on Saturday. And then, the break comes Father's Day and into Monday. We've got high temps back to near 80. Maybe not even getting to 80, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. We'll be in the upper 80s on Tuesday, and we turn hot again for Wednesday of next week, back into the upper 90s. But notice those lows starting Father's Day night down into the low 50s. It'll be nice to open up those windows again.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
The Verizon family is full of frowns because they're spending too much for their unlimited data and phones, while the Viero family is all smiles because they're getting 4 lines of unlimited data with 2 free Apple iPhone SE for mom and dad and 2 free LG K31 smartphones for the kids, all for just $100 a month. They're saving so much, they're able to get Fido. Find out how you can too at Viero.com or your nearest Viero store. Viero Wireless, keeping you connected.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens, brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Welcome back. A 52-year-old Scottsbluff man is being held on a $165,000 bond following an alleged altercation that occurred at his downtown tattoo shop last week on First Avenue. David Merez, who operates the tattoo parlor at 1516 First Avenue, is charged with 2 counts of use of a firearm to commit a felony, first-degree false imprisonment, terroristic threats, and third-degree domestic assault. Court records say Merez held the female victim at gunpoint following an altercation inside the shop. She says during a several-hour period he had hit and kicked her and threatened to kill her. Merez also reportedly pulled a stuffed animal with antlers off the wall and used that as a weapon on her. He was arraigned on the charges earlier this week. He'll be back at Scottsbluff County Court tomorrow for his preliminary hearing. Well, it was a busy weekend up at Western Nebraska Regional Airport with hundreds of people on hand for an annual event like none other. The local EAA Chapter 608 hosted this family-friendly event for locals to have the opportunity to see and talk with aviation professionals from our communities, see static displays of general aviation, and enjoy free Young Eagle flights for kids aged 8 to 17 to experience their first flight. And Nebraska is approaching having 70% of its adult population vaccinated for the coronavirus, but the pace of distribution of the shots continues to decline. The state may be close to President Joe Biden's goal of having 70% or more of all adults with at least 1 dose of the vaccine by the 4th of July. The Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says about 63% of Nebraskans aged 18 and up have received at least 1 shot as of Friday. That rate ranks 24th among all states. The CDC says roughly 31,000 shots were distributed in Nebraska last week, down from 37 the week before. Well, straight ahead, we'll head on over to the Panhandle Humane Society to meet their featured pet of the week. They'll meet Bluebell in just 90 seconds.
Hey, I've been hanging out here a long time outside of Panhandle Auto Group, and boy, do they have a great selection of vehicles.
And their sales team is great to work with, and you can also get your vehicle serviced and detailed too.
Welcome to Panhandle Auto. This is Sam Serta, General Sales Manager. It has been our pleasure to serve you for the past 2 years. At Panhandle Auto, we have a seat for everybody. Whether you need a vehicle for yourself, a son or daughter, our team will go above and beyond to satisfy your needs and even your dreams. So again, thank you from Sam Serta, General Sales Manager at Panhandle Auto, for allowing us to earn your business. At Panhandle Auto,
it's time for something different.
Why settle for Wi-Fi that just usually works? Why settle for customer service that's subpar? Why settle for service that's outdated? You don't have to. Settle for more with Allo, the faster, more reliable internet experience that's built for the way you use all your devices. For answers, visit us at allofiber.com/switch today. Allo, settle for more.
And old. You've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Okay, so we have Bluebell. She is 3 years old. She's one of our more food-motivated cats. She's a shy sweetheart. She came to us when she had a litter of kittens. Most of her kittens are now adopted. Well, all of them are. And she's our featured cat of the week just because she's been here for one of the more longest times. She came to us in April. She's already spayed. She's had her rabies shots. She's up to date on all of her shots, and all that is included in her $50 adoption fee. For her, I think she would do well in really any home. She's fun-loving. She's playful. She has a little bit of a sassy side to her. But she is, as I said, she's rather food motivated too, so I mean, no problem with that. But she's definitely a really sweet girl.
The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days rolls into Gering July 8th through the 11th. Barbecues, street dance, food fair, a car show, 2 parades, Old Settlers Luncheon, bicycle hill climb, mud volleyball, a pancake feed, chili and barbecue cook-offs, an art show, a craft show, and a quilt show, a carnival, beer and wine tasting, and Sawyer Brown with Ned Ledoux at Five Rocks. It's summer's best weekend. The 100th Annual Oregon Trail Days, July 8th through the 11th.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your midweek community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by High Plains Budweiser, KNEB Radio, 94.1 The Brand, Lessert Insurance.
If you're like me, you're willing to travel for a good steak and a great dining experience. Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in downtown Bayard has just that. Some of the Panhandle's tastiest flat iron steaks, ribeyes, and even prime rib. Pair that with a Western dining experience in our quiet dining room or fun-filled main dining area, you and your family are sure to have a great night out on the town. So if you're looking for a great new restaurant to try, you just gotta head on over to Bobby Joe's Branding Iron in Bayard, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit, based in Alliance, Nebraska, is the only intercity bus serving Nebraska Panhandle communities and Pine Ridge, South Dakota. Panhandle Trails operates a regularly scheduled bus service, assisting you in making connections with Greyhound bus partners, regional airports, healthcare, employment and education opportunities, shopping, family, friends, and more. Panhandle Trails serves the general public of all ages and offers accessible transportation for those with special mobility needs. Let Panhandle Trails help you make your connection. Call 308-761-8747.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, due to last year's pandemic, there was no performing arts season for Theater West. But this week, they're ready to put the pedal to the metal for a great 2021 season. KNEB's Mackenzie Anderson has that story.
The Theater West is preparing for their upcoming performances. The cast and crew are currently working on 2 sets, The 39 Steps and Songs for a New World. Costume designer and actress Francesca Mintovches says this is no easy task and no one could do it alone.
It takes an army, really. We've got an incredible cast. I think we've got roughly 20 company members this year, but we also have some community members involved. And if you look at the toffee camp that they also have for the youth in the Scottsbluff community, that on top of the library tour, I mean, there's so many people involved just in the performance capacity, and then adding on the technical crew, the designers and their assistants and their interns this year.
Mintovches also says although this is hard work, the theater and cast make it worth it.
Theater West is really a family, and everyone's here because we love what we do, and we love what we do together. I'm so grateful to be part of this community and this family, especially because COVID hit everyone really hard, and just being able to do live theater with a real audience in the space again is such a gift. And after 2 years directing, taking the stage again in such a different capacity is just a real blessing.
Actor Andrew Carlisle says being able to be part of the theater community is truly the best part.
Through COVID, I wasn't actually able to be very artistic at all. So to have this sort of outlet for us, just to, for starters, is just so amazing. And then to be able to share what I think personally is such a cool script, and it's so incredibly funny, that I think, what this theater company did for me to give me an outlet, I really want to give that back to the audience, to sort of share that then with them, and because they haven't had a good time in a while too.
The Judy Chalupka Theater is showing The 39 Steps from June 17th through the 26th and Songs for a New World on June 18th through the 26th. Tickets are available online at twneb.com for these shows and upcoming shows in July. With KNEB.TV News, I'm Mackenzie Anderson.
Thanks, Mackenzie, and looking forward to some great live performances this summer. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.